Thokozani saluka sendoda lesogogo bathini bathi uma uvula kuvalwe emzini wamanye amadoda u-Auntie Usha up in India. We're talking royalty and wealth. You'll forgive me, I have a flu because of different weathers in different times that one needs to adjust to when I come to this country, and you'll know this is home. So whenever I'm here, I'm beyond just being here as Gogo Batini, but I'm also here as Auntie Usha, meaning I have such a profound relationships that I found in this country. And there's this one family, and they said, the old man said when I got there, he said, welcome to Emambateni. He used to stay in Durban, so he knows this Zulu very well. And he said, welcome to Emambateni. And I said, Mkhulu, why Emambateni? And he said, no, Sekugini Pelalana. So we may as well to say to you, welcome to Emambateni. So I wanted to can or bank this video and to do it when I get to South Africa. But I said to myself, no, it's eating me, because as much as I knew the feeling Uguti is the same when I do a consultation whereby I will ask somebody to say, I feel royalty, I feel the rhythms of somebody who's come from the royal family. Those rhythms or those feelings are exactly the same as the ones of somebody who's into royalty of wealth. Let me repeat it so that we're all on the same page. The feeling when we throw the bones, when we do this consultation, when I connect with your spirit, the feeling I will have as I'm talking to you and telling you what I see, the feeling I will have when I feel royalty is the same feeling I will have when I feel wealth royalty. So I have myself did a mistake as well, whereby I will say to a person, maybe you need to look deeper into your family tree. There is royalty. Then somebody will say, often they will say, yes, Gogo, what you are saying, it's not the first time I hear that. I've once heard it twice in other people. Hey, now it's starting to concern me if it comes up to you. And you will be deadly sure to me to say, but Gogo, I have asked at home. I have spoken to the elders at home, from my mother's side, from my father's side. No, Gogo, we don't have such trace. We don't, Gogo. I don't want to lie to you. Gogo, others will say, Gogo, I'm fortunate to have grandmother from my father's side and a grandfather from my mother's side. I've asked, and Gogo, I'm fortunate to come from a very sober family structures, meaning they remember things. Gogo, I come from this family whereby there's this uncle, man, he knows, Gogo, my uncle knows who and who of this family and everything. And he's the youngest at home, but he can tell, Uguti, yes, we are related to Kusbani Bani, and this is how we are related and everything. And that will also remind me of when I grew up, I used to visit families a lot with my father. A lot. Every Saturday, Sunday, we'll take a walk, take a taxi, take a bus with my father, going to a certain family, and my father introduced me. Oh, Auntie Bakolaba, oh, Amalume Laba, these are what. But that was from my from my father's side part. But why I'm going in this is that there is in each and every family a wealth royalty. I'll repeat this. In each and every royalty, there is a wealth royalty in each and every family, right? Let's maybe add another critical something that I can feel that people may ask on comments when after they view this video. And this is yet another video that you can't view it once. It's not a view once kind of a video. You need to repeat it so that you get into your system to understand what is it that I'm explaining. I'm not trying to explain it. I am explaining it because I've done a research specifically for that, and all the answers were given to me finally, meaning I'm closing this research of this wealth royalty. You'll find a person saying, Gogo, in my family tree, there's no one that has a calling. No one have ever been a Sangoma. No one have ever been a prophet. No one have ever been a whatever traditional healer element. Gogo, I'm sure about it. I've done my research and everything. And Gogo, as a result, this thing has been rejected in my family. Gogo, what do I do? Gogo, what do I do then? Because these are situations that I'm facing. There's no one in my family that ever had been out for training or for whatsoever. Right. On that particular example, again, allow us to talk about it. There is no family that does not have somebody who has a calling. There is no family in all tribes, in all nations across the globe who do not have that specific chosen person. There isn't. Where we confuse it, it's when we don't talk about what type of a calling, Gogo, you are referring to. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. There's a video that I did whereby I spoke about the different kinds of callings. So we take this name calling and we position it in one element, in one angle. And we group it only with traditional healing. Yes, that's a problem that we're doing. We're taking a calling and we are packaging it. We are grouping it with everything that has to do with traditional healing, being a prophet or a Sangoma. That's how far we only think, and which is wrong. That's why it is your responsibility, because sometimes a healer can mislead you. It is your responsibility to know what kind of a calling do you have. On that video, you must search for it, different kinds of callings. I've even mentioned it on my book of Upal with yellow and blue candles. We have a different kinds of callings. But I want us to take those different kinds of callings and slightly, not entirely, slightly bring them into wealth royalty. Okay, I was confused, man. I'm not confusing you. Let me repeat this. To explain today's content, which is wealth royalty, I'm going to bring in some of the neglected callings or unnoticed callings that we have, because we only think a calling, it has to be only about umuti, only about helping people, only about be like ugogo bathini mbatha, only about isangoma that you know in your village or in your neighborhood. No, we can't. We have different kinds of callings. That's why in isiZulu we will say lento iubizo wena. This is a calling to you. You are mastering this. It's a calling to you. Then we hear somebody, I'm starting with my examples. Then we hear somebody says, you know, surprisingly, I've learned it. I was not born with it. It's something that I loved and I've learned it. Because even this side of healing, the traditional healing, there are people that we call them abogedla. I'll use the direct translation for English speakers, pharmacists. You learn the different kinds of medication to say you put this in a glass of water every 8 hours. It helps you for flu symptoms, whatever. A pharmacist does that. It's something that they've learned. However, there was a specialist that was born with a love of understanding different kinds of diseases, of sicknesses, that they love it so much that it's in their veins to learn more about it so that they can prescribe accordingly when they see their patients. However, that one you need to go to school so that you qualify as per the laws in different countries says about the medical doctors. But on the traditional part, you get this person that they just happen to love or to know or to be taught different kinds of image. Meaning you can take a decision somehow into a healing, in traditional healing, to say, I love Muti. I grew up with my grandmother who knows Imiti, and she taught me very well. My father taught me very well. Whoever taught me very well. Therefore, I see this as a job opportunity for myself. I'm going to learn to do those things. I'm going to learn to specialize in Muti. That's why we have Abogedla. That's why we have, or that we also call it Otrita. It's people that have learned it out of love, out of desperation, out of opportunity, and others out of scamming people. Because of a person knows one Muti, then they'll go around telling people they are now healers out of the blue. We're not there. Let's go back now to our topic of the day. Wealth royalty. Each and every family that we have, from all kinds, all walks of life, all tribes, there is that royalty. It's just that royalty before, it was in a form of livestock and crops. It was not in a form of mullah. It was in a form of having things, having assets, having a bigger land, having farms, having that. So if somebody says to you, the healer for that matter, says to you, they see, they feel, they sense royalty in you, please stretch your mind to think to even to that level, to say, okay, which means there was somebody who was so wealthy in this family years ago, in such a way that person was treated like a royal, like royalty. That person was treated like inkosi. We understand? There is that person. I'm going to give another example. And the good thing about that kind of royalty, it's a choice to have it yourself. It's not that royalty that there's a pattern of how things are done. If you go to Swaziland, there's a way of how things are done for the king to be given a crown of being a king. In KwaZulu-Natal, the same. In Lesotho, the same. In Botswana, the same. All royalties, they have that. It is standard. You cannot just wake up in the morning and decide what I want to be the king. You may come from the royal family, but for you to sit there on that chair, you can't, as you please. However, my research has sealed to me here in India, ukuthi, you can decide. And why am I saying that I knew about this, but it's just that I couldn't put it into the video as I'm doing it now? It's because I've done a video where I say success is a choice. Success is a decision that you make. But I limited myself on that video when I talked about success. Now I'm talking about wealth royalty, meaning to be the top. To be the top. To be a top notch when it comes to being wealth in your family. You can decide to do that. That royalty, it's open to everyone. And without having to go and search to say, Gogo, I want to know within my family who was wealthy so that I can work with them. Besides that, by you saying, Gogo, I don't know of anyone who have done this before, but Gogo, ngicela nami ngilisixhoxho, nami ngicela ungibeke ukuthi ngibe yini, ngibe inkosi yomnotho within my family. You can decide on that. It's a decision that you can take, that you can make, that you can do. It's up to you. Without any witchcraft. When it comes to you now wanting to go and take that one's powers and use them on yourself, you're going to, that is witchcraft. I'm not talking about witchcraft. I'm not promoting witchcraft here. All I'm saying is that it's a decision. The royalty wealth, it's a decision that you may take. You can sit on that chair because it's a chair that you belong to. There's this one of the pastors I follow. He once mentioned, and a very nicely so. Yazi wayibeka kahle lo mfundisi ukuthi he's a king in his own space. Not that the family is a king. Are you with me? There's again a traditional healer who has taken a decision to say he's taking the position of being the king of the healers into his family. It's a choice. He didn't take that or by witchcraft, no. And that's why those people, they excel on that part. They excel. So I gave two examples. Umfundisi, a traditional healer. Now we're back to our topic to say, India says, they're sealing this to say, yes, there is such thing. You are right, Sarwa Sendota. You are right, Auntie Usha. There is something called a royal wealth or wealth in royalty. Doesn't matter which one you put first. But you are going to be Your Majesty, Her Majesty, His Majesty in your own space without disturbing other people. It's possible. And it goes with its own characteristics of things that you need to put together, because you cannot approach that blindly. You need to approach that holistically. Meaning, the consultation must take place. Where to start? Hard work must take place. Protection must take place. Connections must take place. There's a lot of things that I'll tell during the consultation, not in this platform, in terms of what does it take. Because you can take a decision, but only to find out that your character, your aura is not in line with what you want to do. That's where the problem is. Your aura that doesn't have what it takes. Meaning you just do things. You just do things. All you want is to want to have money. There's those people that all they want is to be rich. What it takes, they don't care. They don't want to know that. They don't want to go through the processes. Somebody will tell you, Gogo, I'm tired of going your beta. I'm tired of doing that. I'm tired of doing what. Gogo, I'm tired of doing it. Hey, there's a lot of work that we do as healers for us to be able to deliver what we deliver to you. I wish I was on the holiday with my family, sitting on the beach, sipping wine or eating grapes or whatever. But I'm here with a heavy flu right now. Why? Because I want to excel in my field of work. I want to excel in my calling. I want that royalty in my calling. Because it's a choice. Royalty in entertainment. It's a choice for you to be there on top. To be there on top. There's this famous DJ that is all over the world. Like, he does international gigs. No, he's darker than me. I'm very light compared to him. Why is he there? I remember being introduced to him by a colleague at the independent newspapers. And then he was DJing at the Park Station. There were a group of DJs, of musicians. I think there were three. It was him and these two other guys, if I'm not mistaken, at the Park Station. And I think that was the only time, the first and the only time I met him closer. But I saw him going up in life, in a ladder. I saw him reaching that royalty. I saw him, and I can say that he has taken his own royalty space in entertainment industry as a DJ. There's a lot. Then you go and take that person and say, yeah, this one has a calling, and the calling must go and become a sangoma. No, he has a calling, and his calling is to do what he does best. A calling is something that you can do at any given time. There's nothing. Yes, there are rituals that I need to perform at a certain place, but 99% of the things that has to do with my calling, they are in my veins. That's why I'm able to send you wherever to say, go and get what, open it, I'll do something to it, so that it works the way I want it to work, because it's a gift that I have that I was born with. That is a calling. So, if you are looking of changing your life to that level of wealth royalty, don't do it so that you can suppress other people. Don't do it so that you can walk on other people's heads. Don't do it because of you want people to worship you, even if you are youngest in the family. Don't do it because of you want to undermine everybody within your family, within your community, within your field of work. Because you are opening gates that are this closer to you for you to fall. You must know ukuthi everybody from the family you are coming from, to your friends network, to your associates in the field that you are in, you need to also pray for them to be successful, so that it's not a kind of royalty whereby you suppress people. I was looking at the profile pic of Nkosi Mzimela. The profile pic, it talks about the importance of leadership. The importance of leadership. It says leadership, it's about uniting people. So it's a cartoon pulling a zip, closing a zip. It's about uniting. I was very happy to see that into a profile pic of Nkosi Endau. I was very happy, and I said to myself, I'm under the right person. I'm under the right royalty here. I'm safe. And I've always knew that I'm safe where I am in the royalty that I'm under. But that was giving me the assurance even further. So it is up to you now when you get to this one that we are talking about, whereby you have a choice to have it. You must know what you need to work harder than you are right now. I don't care how hard you work at this moment. I don't care. But you need to work hard. And wherever you are going to go after you've watched this video more than once, whatever decision you are taking, whoever you want to go to, don't go and put pressure on that healer. Put pressure on yourself first. You need to understand first that this is your decision that you are taking. It is your decision. When I started traveling, it's something that I knew is not going to come easy. I flew from South Africa to Doha, and I've spent 13 hours in Doha. I was very tired. I would sleep a bit, take a walk, sleep, read, take a walk, sleep, read, but I wasn't pissed off. I wasn't angry. And I was even ready. I think I went to a Qatar desk twice. I was even ready to stay even longer if it comes to push. I was not bothered by the hotel or whatever and everything, because I understood when I left South Africa what there's war in the Middle East. I knew what I'm putting myself in. I didn't leave South Africa blindly to say I'm going on a honeymoon. This is not a honeymoon. It's a spiritual journey. And I know there were no expectations for it to be soft or to be smooth. If you want wealth royalty, unfortunately, you need to go or visit what you don't want to visit. Self-introspection. Unfortunately, without self-introspection, unfortunately, without telling yourself what is it that you are willing to do, unfortunately, without going beyond the duty call, unfortunately, without sacrifices that you are going to do, sit home. Sit home, eat your pap and maundwana, your uraiti lapo. Sit home, eat your uputu with rice, you are fine there. Sit home, just enjoy your malamuhodu and prawns. Sit there. You are right where you are. Just sit there. If you are satisfied with it, as long as you can wake up and go and buy kota, you are okay. You don't want to eat sushi. Sit there with your kota. It's okay. It's okay. Because I know people who love kota. One of a motivational speaker in South Africa, very big in business. He's an expert when it comes to eating kota. He knows what's the best kota in the township of Gauteng. The entire Gauteng townships, he knows which place it's best that sells kota. But look at his life. He's a bodybuilder. Well built. Very intelligent. Very focused in his work. It's just something that he does esesmolanyana hobby yokudla ikota somewhere. It is not his career. Saluka sendoda ugogo bathini bathi mavula ngivule emzini amadoda. U-Auntie Usho.